I am grand. How's yourself, man?
Good, good. Apologies there. I was literally I was out the door to you 10 minutes ago, and I got pulled aside by one of our hookers. We wanted to have a chat about throwing. So
Is
yeah.
that where your expertise lies? The throwing?
Uh yes, well, I suppose it's every day is a school day. Every day is a school day. Yeah, so it's more actually the best. They're it's how they feel themselves. It's literally what makes them comfortable. It's funny because I would have played a bit of golf when I was younger, and it's funny when you obviously just get better at golf doing loads of reps and stuff, and then you kind of figure out what's comfortable.
Yeah.
And it's much like throwing, is it's such a structural movement, and no one thrower is kind of the same and stuff. And yeah, look, it's our lad is he's a great young fella. He's got a great work ethic, Nika, and or Georgian, and he's made massive progress. And it's I think it's kind of he's got a very powerful throw, and the trouble is when he gets frustrated, um, he, he kind of let's say if something happens in training, he goes to, to throw a ball, and he throws it like a cannon,
Yeah.
which is not the thing to do. Like, but I'd say youthful exuberance. I should say. Sorry. But yeah. So look, it's all part of it now. So yeah.
I was going to say, obviously, that's your job as a coach, but is that what brings you the most joy? Is kind of seeing that progression from a young lad like him develop and just taking those wee lessons from you?
Absolutely. Yeah. That's it. You just literally just it's more that them realizing it themselves. It's very easy to be do transactional coaching as in like do this and this is what it is, and it's like okay, yeah, but it's probably the secret in is that, and it more resonates with them, is that they feel like they've come up with it themselves and that you were never even involved in the whole thing in the first place.
Yeah.
Uh, which I know it's kind of doesn't sound like you're getting more, but it's pats in the back or like that. You're not in it for that, like, but it's more just a realization after when under a big pressure moment that they can execute something, they realize that they were able to overcome it. That's the really big fulfilling thing for me. And then obviously, and they're playing like obviously if they're winning and with they're playing selected for their country as well. That's a huge thing as well. That's a byproduct of all the stuff that goes on day to day. So yeah, they're all small little wins every day, and like progress is never linear.
Yeah.
Like you think you've a crack there one day and the next day just their training is just like it's all over the place. But to be fair, our group are having what we experienced last year and stuff. I think you have those scars as well that you can kind of draw on and realize that look, it's we all want the same thing, and it's everyone's got a good reference point to get to drive better standards and higher standards. Yeah.
Well, just going on that, is that kind of what you learned from your coaches to an extent, which was, look, as you say, you might not have realized it at the time, but maybe looking back when they were teaching you and you thought you were learning it by yourself. Is that what the best coaches from your period did, or is that what you've learned from them and taken that into your coaching? Or
It's weird. I think probably the best. Kind of sound bad now, but the best coaches you had were the players, the
hmm,
guys that the guys that were literally there giving you little tricks along the way, and there's no book that comes with that as well. So they were really really good. The coaches were really good on being driving the standard of what has been
yeah,
probably you're probably learning. Was it's probably like there's days where you're kind of not feeling up to it, and
hmm,
you're like, oh geez, okay, I'm kind of it's week 5 or 6 now, I'm tired, but like you shouldn't be having to rely on the coach to be motivating you as well. But if he's bringing more energy than you, then there's a serious disconnect of what you're trying to do, like and I think um I think what the coaches do, I suppose they probably put good structure in places for me. Like I found, um, for me, I found obviously take nuggets from every coach along the way. Just to start off from Ellen Gaffney to at the end you're finishing with up with Joe Schmidt. Like Joe, like it's stuff I still use stuff Joe taught me like every day. Like it resonates massively, and he was very big on neuro linguistics programming, one-liners, catchy liners, and the visualization stuff. So, and that's the thing, is being concise, and that kind of, the player can visualize the act that you want them to do,
Hmm.
which is very powerful. I found like Rob Penny, for me, I found him fantastic. Just the way of thinking about like how to play the game. Just so open minded as well, and like it was really very enjoyable having him. And then obviously then you go to the other side of, then you've Rassi Erasmus as well. You've really big on the attitude side of rugby, of the rugby player as well. And I think when you're kind of older, it was good to have those kind of coaches, because you can kind of see it a bit from a retrospect point of view. You can see like they're, as a player, you're only thinking about one person,
Yeah.
really. Uh, and when you see it from their point of view, you're like, you might not like what they're saying, but it's the common denominator is the most important thing. And I'll do it in different ways, but yeah, been very lucky, like to have all those different coaches along the way.
Yeah, and well, I say clearly it clicked in the gear there for you at the weekend. By the looks of things, everything just came
Was
together from
that?
it all clicked in the gear at the weekend.
Yeah, it was like it's yeah, we're not a million miles away. We're not a million miles away. It's like obviously Montpellier was a frustrating defeat, because two little things could have gone our way, and then it's a different game. Stade Francais, the last minute of the game, we shouldn't have even had that brought into the question, like, because we gave them too much of a head start in the first half. Um, and then we Bordeaux away at the first game of the season. Again, we had the Lions share of possession about 65%, and we did a lot of really good stuff. But we weren't clinical at the line out 5 meters from their line twice, and they're big moments away from home. And so we did a bit of a good review this beginning of the season of all the stuff we did last year. And from a lineup point of view, or just the way we performed, and was probably the whole team was, is it them or is it us? And just the lads it was honest enough. And to be fair, the guys they've really seen that. Look, it's just there can't be any passengers when it comes to any part of facet of the game. You have to gotta add value and contribute, and either whether it's line out, scrum, everything it is. And to be fair, the boys are really invested in it. At the moment, I think, and it's great. It was good last week to get a few scores up, and but like Montauban, obviously they have their own challenges as well. But look, at the same token, this is we're going to Leon now this week, and obviously another great challenge for us. So hopefully we can kind of build on some of the positive stuff we did last weekend, just to keep the ambiance going.
Yeah, 100%. And I was going to say, like, I was looking at that. I was talking to Jack not too long ago, talking about his wee vlog. It all looks quite comfortable in terms of the atmosphere. It all looks quite enjoyable there. And you're talking about the ambience and all that kind of thing. Is that what you as a coach look to deliver? Is first thing first, just make sure it's a nice wee environment and then build from there?
Yeah, and the big challenge is like, look, when your guys are playing well and they feel confident in what they're doing, they can kind of relax a bit. But if
Hmm.
if they're not, um, and probably sometimes being a bit more directive and transactional and stuff with some of the information as well. Obviously, you love to have the discussions to kind of get feedback as well. But we have a lot of young players as well that just would probably need that clear clarity, and that they're no doubt what they need to do, and then that allows them to be aggressive on the pitch, and then also that just builds confidence as well. It's been around the players, the place that rugby isn't a concern when they go on the pitch, like that they're going out to enjoy themselves, and then obviously they can have a bit of crack as well, and which is what it's all about. Because having fun is just literally, especially after the weekend, whether it's defeat or whatever, just there's just having the crack, and just shortens the week one for one thing, and then lowers the cortisol levels and everything like that, and helps recovery and everything. So sure, it all counts to more tighter environment. And to be fair, lads are very tight, and they spend a lot of time together, which is just part of being in top 14. And yeah, so luckily they all get on great.
And obviously, as you say, you're building, and you have the young players coming, and you're trying to get them all ready. Is that for your kind of later season, top 14 being involved, and your Champions Cup campaign? In terms of obviously, you've got a tough group. It's not going to be easy initially to get through the group to begin with. Is that what you're building towards? Is later season?
Yeah, look, if you're going to try and be on challenge both sides, like Champions Cup and top 14, you have to have squad depth. Because of where we live and everything, like we wouldn't have a massive depth like other teams.
Hmm.
Luckily, we have some really good young guys in our group, and then obviously younger guys in our S bars as well. And what that does, I suppose, with like, look, we have to rotate, we have injuries. A good chunk of our group is maybe 10% of our group will be injured, even more, I should say, at a given time. So just to have quality training sessions is important as well. So integrating those young guys into the group is really important, and that they're not they're not just there. Obviously, I was there myself and was that young age. I was really excited to be involved and thought it was brilliant. But like it can't be just there just to make up the numbers. It's like you have to add value and like the way the GIF structure is done over here. It could be a guy, might be too far out. Like he could be one or two injuries away, and he's right in the group, he's right in the mix. So we've got a good transition element of the pro team into the esports team. So the language is very, quite similar. And then there's like a transition coach that can kind of transfer a lot of the knowledge, a lot of the behaviors we want with the pros. So when a young player is pulled up, that he isn't getting it isn't like a shock to the system for
Hmm.
him. There's 80% of the stuff that he's doing on a weekly basis is pretty much similar to the pros, maybe on a physically different level, but at least he's aware, and it's one less thing to be stressed, less stress to be worried about. But yeah, certainly I think having depth and especially young guys as well, they add a lot of energy to the group as well. And and a lot of competition, and competition is massive because for driving standards. And look, it's literally, I suppose, last thing you want to be do is being comfortable. And to be fair, the young guys are yeah, they're a welcome addition to the group, and obviously they bring a different new generation, or different to the than my generation, and so on and so forth. So but it's very enjoyable having them in, and obviously showing their personality around the place.
And obviously going back on the Champions Cup, you've been, as I say, given a tough draw. As per usual, you've been given the task of traveling to Ireland back home and playing against your beloved Leinster, as you would have been glad to watch them get beat at the weekend, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was Jesus. Look, we know them so well now. We've played them nearly every year for the last 5 years or something. Twice even some years. So yeah, look, like we know them well, and obviously they're a serious outfit. They're very well supported, and we've got massive support, and they've huge squad depth, and obviously look, all the players there with the Lions and Irish players. It's obviously looked, it's well documented at this stage. But yeah, look, we're still trying to again get our first 15 together, and then make sure that the second and third guys that are pushing it, are really pushing the starters and stuff, and and that's a constant challenge for us every week. So which has been good. Is for instance at a hooker, we've a lot of competition there, so it's a great good complaint to have, that you don't know your first 15, because your lads are really pushing for competition, which is exactly what we want. But yeah, I watched that game. I watched a bit of the highlights, the Munster and Leinster game actually last week.
Yeah.
So it was were very impressive. And but like we know, like not to take anything from it. A lot of the Leinster boys, that's their first game back as well, and obviously I'm sure I said Munster boys were probably disappointed with the selection of the Irish team during the week. So the pre-match speech, I suppose, wrote itself for them. But at the same time, look, it's good for for Munster, good for Irish rugby as well. That there's that there's and obviously for the supporters as well, that there's good level of competition between the teams.
I was going to say, as you said there about the kind of news throughout the week, they're obviously flying off to America. Is it tomorrow, the day after? You were involved in that last Chicago game. Does it bring back memories, or how does that feel?
It doesn't feel. Can't believe 9 years. No, is it nine? Is it 9 years?
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
it 9 years has passed? That's it's bananas. Yeah, that's God. We had it was incredible actually. We played just before that game. We Munster. We played Ulster, I think, just the weekend before, and it's such an amazing learning. And a testament to Joe Schmidt and all the staff we had at the time is that we went into camp and then we trained I think on the Monday Tuesday, and then we flew over. We did a good train session. Maybe it was a Tuesday morning, and so we did a bit of a captain's run or walked through on the Wednesday when we got there. Thursday we went to a training pitch, and the pitch it was organized previously, but unfortunately for whatever reason, the pitch was destroyed for whenever training session we did, so
Right.
we couldn't really train on it. There's rocks and stuff. Yeah, it was really, really bad. And so I think when we got back to went back to the car park, we did another
Right.
clarity session, and then on the Sunday we did a captain's run in Soldier Field, and yeah, it was amazing because the Cubs had won the World Series, and we
Yep.
the it was the route we had to take to the stadium was like by the canal, the old canal. So like basically where I thought there's like I don't know if you've ever seen the Terminator or something like that, where they have
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
drive down near the river, special road where the president takes if we're trying to get. So literally we got the Rolls Royce treatment, and it was incredible to see. But the atmosphere from obviously Chicago win the World Series, but there's loads of Irish there, and then yeah, look, yeah, I should looked before the game. Uh, it was incredible. Like I think like we were like as always we were very well aware of the what we needed to do. Good plan with Simon needs to be with for instance the line out and stuff. They had a very strong line out, which we tried to disrupt that, which was good. And then yeah, it was incredible. Just you look the hacky beforehand and everything, and the atmosphere was just it's just incredible, you know. Even on the pitch, just the energy was just normally you kind of feel like, geez, are we getting tired? But we actually was the complete opposite. We could the more better we scored, the more we actually kept growing into the game. Because you know we've had games like against them before where we actually started well, and then there's a kind of a moment where like oh they get a bit of belief or we doubt ourselves or something rubber green goes against you because against even their I think it was one of their first tries was a big they got a bit of a poxy bounce and scored a try, and
Yeah.
that's literally sums up the All Blacks from previous other games we got just that were close. And but to be fair, yeah, it was great fun. Great celebrations afterwards. It was just it was incredible. And yeah, great to be part of. And yeah, it was we had a great night out afterwards. Yeah, it was good old crack.
I was gonna say, how does it feel to be part of the first team to beat New Zealand? Just to be like, look, I'm gonna be the name on that wee sheet forever. How do you feel?
Ah, it's just very lucky. Very lucky.
Hmm.
Very lucky. We were very close down in was it 2012 in the second test in Christchurch. We let that slip away. It was just it would have been. I firmly believe we're. I know it's easy to say it now. Like we literally had them on the rack, and but look, yeah, I was incredibly lucky to be part of. You know, and to be fair to uh, just it just goes to show, doesn't matter. Just the prep wasn't exactly what it was like, what you would have liked during the week. But it just goes to show like the group were very tight. And yeah, it was brilliant. Really, really, really forced to be part of. And yeah, yeah, should be interested to see if they can do it again this month.
Would you want to see more fixtures like that in terms of two major teams going to another country to try and grow the sport, or would you want to see, as I said to Alton, like maybe Ireland going to Fiji to play Fiji and grow the sport there and stuff like that?
Yeah, I think a bit of both. Yeah, 100%. I think definitely in America. I think there's a sleeping giant there. Really need to get more games going on over there. It's sadly, I think one of the franchise teams finished up there from the American League just in the summer. So I think as the more rugby they get playing over there, I think and grow the game in America, it would really help rugby in general. And as like I said, it likes Fiji as well, getting tier one nations down playing in Fiji as well. It's great for the players, great experience, and it's great for the fans as well. There they get to see players they would see on TV. Probably something we underestimate a lot is that like down the Pacific Islands and that all the people know Irish players.
Yeah,
It's we underestimate that. I think I underestimated that when I moved to France. I thought like nobody knew who we were until I went down to a Racing we played Toulouse, and they're all mad. Like down the south of France, they're mad, rugby mad, and they know every Munster player from 20 years ago, and
really.
it's incredible. It's incredible. So they're very passionate about it, and so it's something until you probably get out of your own bubble. In Ireland, you appreciate it more, and but certainly I think if it doesn't affect players' welfare, with the amount of travel that they have to do, I think obviously players having to travel to South Africa, that poses a massive amount of challenges as well, and that's cumulative as well for players' bodies and stuff as well. Between travel, recovery, and playing, and amount of games they do play. Because I know in top 14 the amount of games the boys play, and the level of intensity that are in those games, it is quite attritional as well.
Mhm.
Um, it's without doubt, obviously the best league in the world. For the amount of atmosphere you have and just the unique element of every weekend or something completely different. So yeah, and you obviously you don't know who's gonna win every weekend, and it's yeah, it's unbelievably intense, which is the beauty of it.
Well, is that why maybe it helps you being a former player, particularly a forward, to understand the demands on the body in terms of one, travel, two, matches for your players currently who would be playing international and club?
Yeah, look at Roger's great enough for minding the boys, and I think that element, like you say, if you've played the game, you know how much it is draining on you. And it's literally, it's because it's a physical game, and you're drawing massively on your emotion on a weekly basis. That is wearing as well. Um, so obviously managing that and charging up the batteries energy is really important. Not just on a 1 or 2 weeks off. It's like on a weekly basis. So like obviously we have to be quite careful with the amount of level of contact we would do during the week as well, because we can't risk any injuries as well. And then there's that fine balance of trying to make sure you're getting quality work done to prepare yourself for the weekend, but at the same time, not breaking guys as well, because and like we mentioned at the beginning, that's what the importance of trying to get squad depth with younger players has been brought through. But certainly I think I foolishly kept playing till I was 30, 38. So that's not a good idea. I wouldn't recommend that.
Right.
I see Manon who's still going at 42, like, but
Yeah.
playing the centre is a different kettle of fish in the front row, but for our front five. But to be honest, I had injuries that were setting me off for a long time. That allowed me to keep playing. This was longer than normally probably could. And in Ireland, is the strength and conditioning coaches that I had, Aidan O'Connell, or keep going for age, all of them all. and Fillmore, Jason Coleman, all these guys they were so good to me, helped me along the way. That really helped a lot and educate you as well, I suppose, on all the stuff, outside of the building, which is when you have younger players like we do as well, is just, we have them for a certain number of hours of the day, which is great. And but it's the other, 20 or 18 hours outside here is that the recovery is important and doing prep and stuff. That's always the big challenge, I suppose, with any environment as well. But yeah, I think uh, certainly the amount of games the boys play, uh, with the amount of travel they do is always going to be a challenge. It's just, I suppose it's good with the international setup that they're able to get blocked holidays, especially in France where they weren't able to do that previously.
Yeah.
Um, but at the same time, like it's we're on the other side of the fence where that we'd hope to, obviously need the players back as well as soon as possible. But to be fair to Raj, he puts a bit of faith into the strength of the group, which is very important.
And then just on you, just outside of the rugby and the coaching and all this, how do you relax? Obviously, you seem to be a big golfer, but if you pick up anything like ultimate frisbee or anything like paddle or something just to kind of relax, like,
What's it do for relaxing? No, no, like it's with two kids, two small kids.
there's no such
So
thing as
it's pretty
no
pretty.
relaxing.
I know it's look. This is I like you could the way you look at this thing is uh I am so lucky to have this opportunity to coach in France.
Yeah,
Um, there's like 14 lads this gig. I am, and it's you don't know how long you'd have an opportunity like it, and it's so, yeah, you pour a lot into it, but we have so much fun. We were a very tight coaching group. Um, it's we haven't had really good day, fantastic the height of it, and we have very tough days that have pulled us tighter, like which is brilliant. And obviously Rogers leads that massively, and yeah, look, uh, yeah, look, I dig a few holes in the golf course, which is what I can, and try to get the kids into it as well, so I can kind of marry the
yeah.
two as well, so I can get them out there more often as well. And yeah, we go obviously swimming on the beach, is always to see his beach is right beside our where we live, and yeah, that's it. But it's funny. You're probably 6 7 days in here, like and if it's but you enjoy it, it's not you can. It's not a drain coming in at all. It's obviously look you love winning every weekend and it's bouncing around the place. But at the same time, the boys you have here, as I mentioned, it's great fun catching up with them and just having a crack with them is great. And yeah, look, as like I said there, whenever we do have time off, we try and make the most of it. As like either we travel around France a bit, either go up to Paris or whatever with the family as well. Just make the most of living here. During the summer as well is great. We've the direct flights over from Ireland, so it's busy meeting people as well. So yeah, it's all good fun.
No, hey, look, it sounds it. And the only last one I'll leave you with is, by the sounds of it, is you talk, you've got a tight group of coaches and all that. What kind of keeps you wanting to come in and socializing? Because I know myself, I don't know how big your coaching group is, but I've got six siblings. Like, I know you can get a bit tired of the same people at times. So how do you just keep it fresh?
Well, you keep it fresh. It's because every week there's a new challenge. Like I think you're kind of focusing on that, and then because we like you have a home game this weekend, so we mightn't go like you mightn't head out on the night before the game or something. But like for instance, we play Bordeaux at the start of the season, and so like the game is on at 9 o'clock at night. So the night before we staff come out to have a couple of drinks. So you're kind of, and some of the players or some of the coaches, they know places or they have friends there as well. So they bring them along, introduce them, and same thing when we went to Ireland as well. Back then, we just introduce them to a few of your mates as well, and you all head up for a few drinks if you can or coffee or whatever. So it kind of keeps it fresh, I suppose, and because you are in a bubble like as well, because it's one thing with family, but like that's probably the only kind of thing I find is that the time to you kind of meet other people is when you go away games and stuff, and then obviously look, it's yeah, you can introduce them to the lads as well. So everybody gets it as well because you know you're traveling and you're in the coaching gig as well. So yeah, it's that's the best thing about every second weekend we're in somewhere different. So like you know, last week we were in Paris. This week we're in Lyon as well, and yeah, so it's you know obviously you know the lads are all keen to go off and do whatever. So I think sometimes they're into paddle and stuff, and
Yeah.
a lot of them play stuff. I haven't got my head into that now, to be honest. But yeah, they'll just either some mornings they'll go for some of them go for a run or gym or whatever you go gym and stuff. So yeah, it's a bit of a mixed bag, you know. It's a bit of a mixed bag. But yeah, to be fair, you know, we Raj tries and organize something at least once a month or whatever the hell it is that we're doing something together as well. So that we just get out of the grind of well not the grind I suppose the just rugby gearing up for every week, you know, because as well it's important that the lads have energy as well, and we get energy from each other as well, because obviously some days your lads are tired or whatever reason, and it's obviously that's the someone's to be fair to Roger's energy is, is endless.
Really?
I know he does it, but yeah, that's contagious as well, so it's
Yeah.
good.
No, as I was going to say, like, with the sound of it, going to Lyon and going to Paris doesn't sound like a bad life. Getting to go travel working.
Yeah, it's great. It's good. No, it's good. It's good. It's good fun. It's good fun. Yeah, look, and like we get to see cool stadiums. You know, the big fanfare before the game. It's funny when let's say when I was playing with Racing, I wouldn't have no idea of what was going on in the dressing room when we are in the dress before you're about to come out. Whereas a coach, you kind of can see what's the whole production's been put on and all
Yeah,
those things. I was probably a bit more closed-minded, focused on what I performing and trying to win in, and rather than kind of seeing the whole big fanfare stuff that was going on. And it's incredible here, like because like for our boys when they're coming from the massive park when we're going to the stadium, there's like a tunnel about maybe 200 or 300 meters long, maybe 8 people deep, just for the
yeah,
players. It's just like I'm finished playing now, but it still will put the hairs on the back of your chest or back of your head, I suppose you say. Sorry.
yeah.
Um, Going in, you're like, geez, you're really really pumped, and the boys know that they know they're very lucky to have the supporters here that they're so they're really behind the team, like all the town. It's a small town, but they're really behind the team, and yeah, it makes for just a great atmosphere. The stadium, they just a very well run club in the sense that they've added um corporate boxes and they subtly added stuff onto the stadium that make it better, and just very well done. They haven't overstretched it, and it's yeah, it's an incredible club to be part of.
I was going to ask, and that will be my final question. I promise I'll let you enjoy your day.
All right.
Um, but it was, as you say about the town, I was talking to David before, and he was talking about the difference between Lyon and La Rochelle. And he was speaking about just how in Lyon, people might not know who he was, wouldn't recognize him, but he walks through the city, he walks through the town of La Rochelle, people are just saying hello and all that. Do you get the same feeling? Do you just enjoy that?
Yeah,
Or, yeah,
me no. They wouldn't know me. They wouldn't know me as well as they know Nini. Nini be a bit of a rock star now, to be honest.
right,
Over
okay.
here. Yeah, they look. Oh, he's incredible talent. He's an incredible talent, and he's electric. And yeah, yeah. Look, look. To be fair, to be a player in La Rochelle is look. Everyone knows everybody here, but they get massive support. They massive support, and they know as long as the lads are trying, giving it everything, they won't. They have no issue at all. Like they get it. But yeah, look, it's I said it's look, the players are lucky to have we're lucky to live in a great town like this. I don't think that the staff get the same amount of attention, which is okay.
Yeah.
But the players, I think, it's definitely merit. definitely merited for the players because they're great lads and they put a massive effort in every weekend.
Well, look, Donnacha, it's been absolutely fantastic talking to you. And look, I'll
Yeah,
let you enjoy your day. Pardon?
good man, good man. Always a pleasure to talk chat English. It's great.